up, everybody, and welcome to episode 1 of The Elephant in the Room. This is a new podcast format that I'm going to be trying out. You've seen me before do the ones where I've done the group panels and things like that. I really liked it, but of course, coronavirus has really taken a hit, and we haven't really been able to do those as well lately. So I wanted to go ahead and still continue talking about politics and tough issues. So that's why I decided to go ahead and make this new podcast. So I decided to name it The Elephant in the Room. One, because the phrase represents really big issues, really tough issues. Two, because elephants represent Republicans. And you all know I'm very Republican. And three, because I have this sweet elephant painting in the room. So I don't know, everything just kind of, seemed like a perfect fit, right? So, now I'm just going to give a brief definition of the phrase elephant in the room. It's a metaphorical idiom in English for an important or enormous topic, question, or controversial issue that is obvious or that everyone knows about but no one mentions or wants to discuss because it makes at least some of them uncomfortable, aka snowflakes. Now, this first episode is going to focus a lot on what's going on right now with the George Floyd stuff, the protests, the riots, all that. 2 nights ago, I actually made a post, and it's gotten over 100 comments in that time. I think it's at about 115 or 116 comments right now. I would say 75% of those were positive, and only about 25% were negative. So clearly, I'm not the only one who feels the way that I feel about it. This is all I said in the post. The riots/looting is hurting the Black Lives Matter cause and are absolutely shameful. Please unfriend me. And I'll tell you what, people obliged me on that. They did unfriend me. Probably about 50 or 60 people unfriended me. I am perfectly fine with that. I'll tell you what, I sleep really good at night. And so many people are like, wow, aren't you getting like so many hateful comments and hate mail and stuff like that? Aren't you worried? No, actually people aren't sending me hateful messages. I don't know why. It seems like apparently a lot of people get a lot of hateful messages. I do not. I think people just kind of know how I am and they leave me be. They let me speak my mind and they just go, well, that's Joe. We're not going to change his mind. No, you're freaking not. You're not going to change my mind. No one will ever be able to change my mind about anything unless I read something that changes my mind. I do my research. I do my homework. I listen to NPR. I listen to CNN. I do watch Fox News. Please give me one more conservative news station and I'll check it out. But there isn't one. So yes, I do watch Fox News sometimes as well. But I listen to NPR all day at work, and liberals, you're not going to agree with this, but they are super leftist, okay? I don't care what you say. And yes, I am going to drink on this as well. That's the other thing that I like about doing my own podcast. I can do whatever the heck I want. I can say whatever I want. I did have a couple of people, I mentioned the concept of this too, and they were like, you probably shouldn't do that. We're worried about you. Don't do it. I'm an American. I'm going to do whatever I want. I will say whatever I want. If you don't like it, that is perfectly fine. Please tell me why you don't agree, and we can talk about it. Michael Simon, he was one of them. My little brother, he's like, Joe, I don't think you should do it. I don't think you should do it. Mikey, just watch the show. I promise you I'm not going to say anything crazy. I love you, okay? All right, so a lot of people think that because I'm white, I have to sit down and shut up or pick up a brick and throw it through a company's window. Otherwise, I'm complicit in racism. Well, now hold on. Let's see what the definition of complicit is. The definition is involved with others in an illegal activity or wrongdoing. The left makes up its own words. Unless I actually do something, I cannot be complicit, right? Or if I stand idly by while somebody else is throwing a brick through a window and I do nothing, that is illegal. That is complicit. I don't know where the left gets the definitions of their words from. I would love to see their dictionary, because when I Googled it, I saw nothing about sitting at home and not posting on George Floyd's death making you complicit in anything. So please show me the definition and maybe I'll change my mind, okay? Because like I said, I have to read it. All right, and here's the other thing about all these riots and protests and everything. I am 100% for peaceful protest, 100%. I will never, ever say people shouldn't protest. You can protest anything you want. But once you start rioting and looting, that's where I draw the line. That is where I draw the line. I don't care what you are upset about. You cannot destroy people's property. And 9 times out of 10, these people are completely innocent. These businesses are completely innocent. They have nothing to do with George Floyd's death. They have nothing to do with perceived racism. So why are you doing that? I honestly don't get it. Oh, well, this is what you get with systemic racism. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. And here's the other thing. What about coronavirus? Why is the media so quiet now about coronavirus? Why? Because they can't enforce social distancing anymore. The left loves coronavirus. They freaking love it. They don't want us to open the country back up. They want to keep everybody scared about it. And yet, when these rioters and these looters and protesters are within 6 millimeters of each other, not a word about it from the media. They get a free pass from coronavirus. Well, they're addressing a bigger issue. Okay, but aren't you worried about millions and millions of people dying? Because that's what you told us. That's what you told everybody for months, that we need to stay inside. Otherwise, we could kill people. Even if we didn't show symptoms, we could kill people. That's what you told us. But now that it's about Black Lives Matter, well, you get a free pass. Okay, so when the second wave that you're all so worried about does come, and it's exacerbated by tens of thousands of people being together all the time doing these riots, are you going to mention that it's because of those riots? It's because of those protests? Because of that movement? You're not. You're not going to say a freaking word about it, and I know you're not. So, anyways, on the post from the other night, my friend Christina, and I'm not going to say her last name in order to protect her privacy, she mentioned a few things that protesters would like to see happen, because I was like, I don't even know what these protesters are asking for. All of the laws are already equal. Black people have the same laws apply to them that white people do, as they should, as everybody should. We should all have the same laws apply to all of us. It shouldn't differ upon your race at all. I completely agree with that. So I honestly did not know what they were asking for. I know the first thing that they were asking for was that the officer be arrested, and he was, as he should have been. And he should have been arrested sooner. I do agree with that. He should have been arrested probably right away, honestly. But once that happened, they still rioted, they still looted, they stole from different companies, TVs, shoes, food, clothes, things that didn't belong to them. Stealing is wrong, period. I don't care what you're upset about. Stealing is wrong. So she mentioned a couple things that should probably happen. One is eliminating some policies such as ones that allow officers to choose a panel of their own peers for crimes committed against citizens. I know that review panels do exist for police. I do not know that they can pick their own peers. That wouldn't make sense to me. So if that is true, yeah, absolutely, that should change. I agree with that. You shouldn't be able to pick your own jury, right? That makes absolutely no sense. So I completely agree with that, 100%. Another one is releasing body cam footage. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. I cannot think of a reason why body cam footage should be held onto by a police department, except that it probably makes either their officer look bad or the department look bad. So I agree. Yeah, release the body cam footage. It's, first off, police departments are funded by the public. The cameras are bought and paid for by the public. Therefore, that footage is owned by the public. So yes, we should get almost immediate access to that, I agree. Okay? Implementing a system that is similar to credentialing with regard to allowing them to not accrue a certain amount of points. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what that one means. I don't know what that means. So if anybody on here can give me insight into that, please do, because I would like to know what that means and why that is detrimental. But I will say this, all three of the things that she mentioned, well, two of them I know what they are, so I agree with those. The one I don't know. But I can say none of those three things actually sound racist, okay? None of those three things only apply to black people or white people or Hispanic people. So in that case, all of these would apply to all of us. They would all benefit all of us, right? So that's a good thing. But none of these things are racist. They're not asking for civil rights. They've already got them, right? Thanks to Martin Luther King Jr. and the peaceful protests that he led many decades ago. God bless him. He was right in what he did. I completely agree with everything that Martin Luther King Jr. did and stand for his cause. All right, so now for a segment. This is going to be fun. And by the way, guys, these episodes are going to be real short. I'm talking 5 to 10 minutes. I have no interest in talking to you for a half hour or an hour or anything like that. I got stuff to do, right? So this segment is called Educate Yourself, because liberals love that term. And I'll tell you what, I kind of like it now too. I'm going to turn it around on liberals now, okay? All right, so in this segment, I'm going to give you a word, and I'm going to read the liberal definition first, followed by the actual definition. All right, just one word, and then we're going to move on to something else. So that word is liberal's favorite word. I'll let you guess. I'll let you guess what that word is. I'm sure you know it. Liberal's favorite word. I'll give you a second to think about it. Get it in your head, and then I'm going to reveal it, okay? Shoot, even comment it if you want. All right. That word is racism. Liberals love that word. If you don't agree with them, it's because you're a racist, right? If you voted for Donald Trump, well, the only reason anybody could ever vote for Donald Trump is that he's a racist, right? Or he or she is a racist. They freaking love that word. Okay. So, racism, liberal definition, prejudice plus power. That's the liberal definition. In other words, if you are Hispanic, okay, in this country, this is a predominantly white country, right? So, in their mind, in liberals' mind, white people hold the power, okay? So, it is impossible for black people, Hispanic people, Asian people to be racist because they don't hold the power. They can, however, be prejudiced but not racist. Okay, what's worse? In my mind, they're both basically the same thing, just one race is a little more populous in the country. They're both the same freaking thing. They're the same exact thing, okay? And neither one is okay. Prejudice is wrong. Racism is wrong, okay? But here's the problem. That's not the real definition of racism. Guys, I just Googled racism definition. So if you Google it, you will get this exact same definition, okay? Real definition: prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that one's own race is superior. Did that say anything about power or about one race being more dominant or populated in a country? No. So even if I go to Cuba and Cubans were mean to me because I'm white, okay, that's racism, yes. But if I was mean to Cubans in Cuba because of any reason, because they were Cuban, okay, that is also racism. That is still racism. Even though there's more Cubans in Cuba than white people, right? If I'm mean to them because they are Cuban, that is racism. According to the Oxford Languages Dictionary, which is what Google uses for their definitions, okay? So I apologize, liberals, your definition is frickin' BS. It's fake. Just like half the stuff y'all say. All right, and I'll tell you what, if my definition is wrong, please go right ahead. I'll send you the link. Go ahead and send me the link. Oh, I see Goldie's watching. What's up, Goldie? Buddy, I still love you, all right? Just because we've been arguing a lot lately doesn't mean I don't love you, okay? I really do hope we can still be friends, all right? I really do. We have a lot of mutual friends, so it's in our best interest to stay friends, right? Okay, Jake's watching too. Awesome. Jake, I hope you like this because I really want to put it on TV Wire. I doubt you will, and I get it, but whatever, give me a shot, okay? All right, now my buddy George in my Republican club, and I won't say his last name either to protect his privacy, he gave me this really simple explanation of what he considers racism to be, and he is also Hispanic, okay? So this is what he says it is. When you can say something about one race and it's perfectly fine, but then you take that same exact term or phrase or stereotype or whatever, and you put it onto another race, and now it's inflammatory, now it's wrong, it's probably racist. All right, so if you can say something about one race, but you can't say that same exact thing about another race, that's racism, okay? And I'll tell you what, I loved when he gave me that explanation because it is so simple, and I do agree with it, okay? So one thing I would like to pony off of about that is the next segment of Educate Yourself. The next segment of Educate Yourself is about a racist term that I just learned about 2 days ago. And some of you watching may have heard it before. If you have, please tell me. But this is new to me. It was new to me, and I'll tell you what, when I heard it, I was offended. I'll tell you what, it's tough to offend me. It's difficult. People that know me know it's hard to offend me. The term is white nonsense. I need a drink after that one. White nonsense. Now, the term itself is hurtful. Wait till you hear the definition. It's actually kind of funny, okay? All right, the definition of white nonsense is when white people do something clearly stupid without expecting any negative consequences. Don't we all do that? I mean, I'll admit, yeah, I definitely have done that before, and probably will do it again. Shoot, I think I've done it tonight a couple times, okay? Don't we all do stupid things without thinking of the consequences? Or is that just me? Or is that just white people? Are we the only ones that do that? Tell me if I'm wrong. Please tell me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure we all do this, okay? We all do stupid things without thinking about it. But when a black person does something stupid without thinking about it, is it black nonsense? When a Hispanic person does something without thinking about it first, is it Hispanic people nonsense? When an Asian does it, is it Asian nonsense? No. Those terms don't exist. I looked it up. Only white nonsense exists. And I was actually talking about this in a thread. This is how I learned it. I was commenting on somebody's post about the protests and all that stuff, the Instagram blackout or whatever. And wow, man, wow, they clearly live in a bubble because all of their friends all jumped on me, ganged up on me, and every other comment, it was white nonsense. This is more white nonsense. Oh, here we go with more white nonsense. Just another white man spewing his nonsense. And I was actually flabbergasted that they couldn't see the hypocrisy, the blatant hypocrisy in that term and in that thread. I mean, it went on for probably about 2 hours. I didn't go to sleep till 2 a.m. I was super tired the next day. There were a lot of comments. There were probably about 100 comments, right? We were all going back and forth. And it was just so racist towards white people, okay? And that is wrong still, guys, all right? Whether you think it's not wrong or what, racism towards black people is wrong. Yeah, it's bad. Racism towards Hispanic people, bad. Asian people, bad. White people, believe it or not, still bad, all right? You cannot be racist towards white people either, okay? Just saying. All right, now here's something else. End of Educate Yourself, all right? That's the end of the segment, all right? Don't you love that name, though? Isn't that fun? I love it. Okay. The next thing is that I'd like to talk about is fake white guilt, because I saw a whole lot of it on Tuesday on Instagram. Wow, guys, pathetic, pathetic. All right. If you're a black person and you did it, hey, cool. All right, that's fine. But man, I've never seen so many white people jump on a bandwagon before in my life. I mean, wow. Instagram was so boring on Tuesday, but I'll tell you what, I had a whole bunch of selfies that I put up. I commented about what a gorgeous day it was. It was a beautiful day. It would have been a waste not to post about it. But fake white guilt, it is so freaking obvious, and it's all over social media. It's disgusting. It's not real, okay? None of us knew George Floyd, but I saw so many posts from people saying that they were literally crying. No, you weren't. You didn't know him. You didn't know him. Why were you crying? You're a liar. If you said that you cried about George Floyd and you didn't, then you are a liar. That's what you are. Okay? Now, I am sure that there were some people that read about George Floyd or saw the video and they did cry. Okay? All right. That's justified. I'll tell you what, because that video was hard to watch. That was a terrible, terrible thing. And I don't know if I've addressed this yet during this video, but it was freaking terrible what happened to George Floyd. Okay, that officer deserves to be in jail right now. Who puts their knee on somebody's neck for 8 minutes and doesn't expect them to die? I mean, yeah, that was awful, right? But I didn't know the guy. It was hard to watch, and I cringed, of course, and I was disgusted and appalled, and I'm glad that that officer is in jail, but I didn't cry. I didn't know the guy. I did not know him, okay? So for me to say that I'm devastated and I'm so sad and I cried about it and literally tears coming down my face, that would be a lie, all right? And I'm not a liar. I was appalled, I was disgusted, and I'm glad he's in jail. That's the truth. Why can't there just be more truth? Why do we have to act like we're so devastated that we're crying and stuff, and all the white people have to jump on the bandwagon and do the Blackout Tuesday thing? It's your right. You're an American. You're an American, so you can do whatever the heck you want to do. And that's why I'm doing this, because I can do whatever I want to do, say whatever I want to say, and if you don't like it, okay. That's the whole point of America, guys. That's the whole point, discussion. But I'll tell you what I don't like to see. When I'm on a thread and I'm trying to speak honestly, and I'll tell you what, I've been nothing but polite on my posts, okay? And during these conversations and talking about this. What I don't like to see is lies, blatant lies. That's what I don't like. Okay? I mean, I barely cry about the people I do know, quite frankly, you know? So I'm definitely not going to cry about somebody I don't know. All right. Well, let's see what kind of comments we've got going on. I'll address some of the comments. Oh, boy. Okay. Let's see what we got. Give me 1 second. Coronavirus, it was a left game. Yes, sir. All right, let's see. If people don't realize this is deep state organized attempt at a race war, and if people think this has nothing to do with Donald Trump, they need to wake the F up. Now that's a very good point. That's a very good point. And I think a lot of us have had that thought pop in our heads. Do I know for a fact that it's the deep state or that the deep state even exists, you know, that kind of thing? No, but I do know something very similar to the George Floyd situation happened in France within days, and it was a very similar picture, I believe, too. So I'll tell you what, guys, the government, they don't want us united. They do not want black people and white people to get along. They don't. As much as they say they do not. If this country ever actually came together, Republican and Democrat, black, white, brown, Asian, if we all just came together, the government they'd crap their pants. They'd crap their pants, as they should. Hold on 1 second. Need a little more bourbon here. And yes, I was actually smart. I brought an ice container and a decanter. Mama didn't raise no fool. I didn't want to have to get up out of frame and leave you guys, okay? All right, so now it's taken care of. Yeah, I mean, I 100% acknowledge that that is a possibility. They don't want us on the same side. It seems like, oh, coronavirus is dying down. Now do the race war thing, right? It's just never ending. It's just never ending. All right, so I do agree that there's a possibility. All right, see what else we got going on. If y'all got any questions, comments, go ahead and throw them in. This isn't going to be much longer. Like I said, I want to keep this nice and short. Blah, 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 blah. Blackout Tuesday offends Latinos. We worked hard for Taco Tuesday. Listen to this. Mandy says, Blackout Tuesday offends Latinos. We worked hard for Taco Tuesday. Well, I'll tell you what, Mandy. I 100% agree with you. I did Taco Tuesday this last Tuesday to support the Latina community. God bless you guys for tacos. God bless you guys for Taco Tuesday as well. All right, off subject, blah, blah, blah. The lighting works for you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Dalton says, Joe, do you think protesters will be criticized for spreading the virus, or is it just when a Republican governor opens the beaches? LOL. Dalton, buddy. He's a good friend of mine, actually. You know for a fact that the liberal media could never touch the protesters about anything. They can't even touch them about the fact that they are destroying businesses and people's homes. You think they can touch them about coronavirus? And you already know the answer. I'm not teaching you anything. I think you asked the question because you already know the answer and you knew exactly what I was going to say. And you probably agree with me. No, the liberal media will never place 1 ounce of blame on the protesters for spreading coronavirus, even though tens of thousands of these, we've been all shut up in our homes, right? Can't even go to a bar. We can go to Walmart, but that's about it, right? But now tens of thousands of people are gathering in the street together within millimeters of each other, huffing and puffing, running around, throwing bricks through things. You better believe they're breathing really hard. Droplets going everywhere, right? They get a free pass. They get a free pass. No, they will never be blamed for anything. All right, let's see here. We have to, oh my gosh, do we have to listen until you're done with the container? What container? Oh, until I drink this whole bottle, until I drink the whole decanter, yeah, I'll be going. No. This is going to be nice and short. I'm not going to go for much longer. Let's see here. How many drinks do you anticipate you will have per episode? Come on. Like, I'm trying to keep this about, okay. Probably about 3 is my guess. All right. Let's see here. Some say the deep state wants to cause a civil war so that big government can control more. It's a divide and conquer. I don't know that they want a civil war. I don't know about that. You know why? Because we all know which side would win the civil war. There's only one side with guns, right? The Republicans. That's it. So I do not believe that they want a civil war. I think that would actually scare the heck out of them. I don't see how that would benefit the first thing we would do is take over the government and they would all be out of office. So that wouldn't benefit them at all. Peeing on cop cars. I don't know what you mean by that, Mandy. Is peeing on cop cars wrong? Yeah, it's illegal. I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's illegal. Don't do it, okay? Let's see. Honestly, guys, I think that's about it, and I think it's time for my conclusion. In conclusion, I have 0 white guilt, or any guilt whatsoever. White privilege is not real. Fake white guilt is pathetic. The only one with guilt in this whole thing is Derek Chauvin, the officer who killed George Floyd. The officers who were with him and did not stop him were the only ones who were complicit. Thank you, everyone. This has been Elephant in the Room with Joseph Simone. Have a great day.